Please keep in mind I am learning this at the same rate I am recording. I have little background knowledge of coding. So I figured I'd do something different for the first time, and I'm gonna start not really a tutorial, but sort of a tutorial. You guys can call it whatever you want. So I'm gonna be actually teaching somewhat Java in NetBeans. So you probably saw me click this little thing up here, then just choose Java, hit next, name it whatever you want. One doesn't matter. So how am I? Okay, so this is where you import everything. Actually, I'll get to that later. This is where everything goes. So I'm just going to do this because I like how that looks better. So we're going to start out with a simple print statement, which is system. So I can't type dot out dot. And if you're using NetBeans, you'll have all of these different things when you put P. LN at the bottom stands for new line, and then just inside of those, parentheses, and inside the quotations you can call it like hello world, and then click up here in the green bubble, and then it'll print hello world, build successful, total runtime, stuff like that. So let's see here. What should I do? So you know how to use hello world. Next up, we are going to do... Oh, I know what we can do. So I'm going to go figure out what we're going to do, and then I'm going to teach you how to do it. Okay, so I finally figured out what I'm going to do. I'm going to teach you how to use more complicated integrated stuff for print statements. So system.out.print string, and put here quotations. This is this. Then on the other side of the quotations, if you put a plus, more quotations is plus. No, has to be outside the quotations. Is plus a plus test. Then if you run this program, it'll give you this is a test with no lines in between, because the plus statement just means combine these together, essentially. So that's a good thing to use. Another thing that might come in handy is going up here before system and putting capital string test equals test. I think that's the syntax. Yeah, that is the syntax. Cool. So then if we put for test back here, we erased the quotations and just wrote test and ran it. It would give us this is a test because this is a variable. This is assigning a string, the string of the word test to the system dot, well, assigning the word test to the test variable. So if I wanted, I could put inside of test where the test is, I could put a bunch of gibberish of the home row, and then it'd print this is a I'm not even going to try and read that. So that is a variable and a little bit more on a print statement that might come in handy. Actually, it will come in handy. I can guarantee it. Another type of variable we have is a int. And yes, you have to use the word int. Int world1 equals. Now on this one, it can only be variable integer, which integers do not have a decimal point. They are numbers without a decimal point. So it could be whatever number that is, or it could be a negative. So negative 2432. But you always have to put a semicolon, I believe it's called, on the end of these, or else you'll get an invalid syntax. And one thing I like about NetBeans is if I don't have that there, there's this little icon over here that tells me what I'm missing, or it's expecting a semicolon, but it doesn't have it. So if I just put a semicolon in, problem solved. Actually, I don't know if you can do this or not, so I'm going to test it. World 1, and then if we run it, yeah, okay. Wait, oh, test is blank, that's why. So then if we run it, it prints, this is a test, 1, 2, 4, 3, 2, or something like that. But, there are more, but I'm not sure what they are at the moment. Okay. Next up is if statements. Now then, oh, right, one more thing. 2 backslashes, create it so that this line here is null and void, meaning it in the code it doesn't recognize it, it won't use it. So let's say we did int VA equals 2 semicolon int VB equals 3 semicolon if parentheses VA is less than VB, then it will run through this line of code. And you do need those wonderful swirly brackets, well, curvy brackets, because without them, yeah, you'll kind of run into a pit. So what the if is saying is if VA is less than VB, then it will run through the string of code within the swirly brackets underneath of it. If that makes sense. Like this. We'll just have it say the. And when it runs, it prints the because that's less. But if I changed this to greater than, it won't print anything out because it has no reason to. Another thing with if statements is else. Else will come in very handy. Because else pretty much says that if the first if statement isn't satisfied, then it will go to the else statement. But if the if statement isn't satisfied, then it'll just pass over the else statement. I think that made sense. I hope. But, geez, I cannot type. Time to go back to Mavis Beacon. I'm sorry you guys have to witness this awful typing. Right? No, ln. Print ln bracket else. That way we know if the else statement was fulfilled, and bam. So, if that's not fulfilled, then it'll print else, which is spelled wrong. Another statement that might come in handy is an if else, I believe. If else. I'll tell you if else. And in an if else, it's pretty much VA VA equals VB. then it's just system.out.println string thing. It's gonna print out the if else. So then if we run it, one of our project compile wait, expected. Oh, wait, what? Else without an if. Oh, it's an else if. Okay, that makes sense. Else if. That's what the problem was, right? Yeah. Okay, so else if. Sorry, not if else. So since neither of these two requirements were fulfilled, then it goes to the else statement. But if we put in less than and went through, it would run the if else line, because if wasn't fulfilled, but else was, so it won't run the else. I hope that made sense a little. Now it's time to run it through all of the variable checkers, so-called. So this is less than or equal to, which is a less than sign and an equal to sign. This is greater than or equal to. Less than, greater than, equal. This one most people don't know, but that one is do not equal exclamation point, equal sign. What else is there? There's probably one or two I'm missing, but I don't know. So then from here, what did I learn about from here? Hang on, I'll tell you what I learned about from here. Okay, so I figured out something that might come valuable in if statements, so we're just going to make it so neither of these will ever be satisfied. Equals. That way I can just run through the else statement. So here's some things you might want to know. Forward slash, right? No, this is back. This is forward slash n. We'll create a new line. Forward slash T is tab. Forward slash B is backspace, which I don't know what that's used for. Forward slash R is carriage return. Forward slash F is form feed. What's form feed? Forward slash is slash. This inputs a quote. This inputs a no. This inputs a quote. So there's different things, but pretty much if you put a backslash in front of a letter, it does something different. DD is octal. But we won't get into those because those are complicated, and I don't like using those. Well, at least not in this thing. So I'm learning about as fast as you guys are in this video. Like literally as I'm making this video, I am reading. So I'll be back. Okay, I found something that might be important. Math pretty much works in normal math ways. So if I was to put after VA 2 times 6, Java would just basically say that is 2 times 6 was just 12. Or subtraction, division, addition, and then modulus, modulus gives the remainder once the operand has been evenly divided. For example, if 33 is modulus by 9 in 4, because 9 goes into 4 left over. Oh, okay. So what this is pretty much saying is 2% of 5 is going to be 1, because there's 1 left over when it equals. I think that's what it means, but I could be wrong. What does it say here? Radiant. Okay. But that's not an integer, so if I was to put plus here, it would have no problems. Well, it has a problem, but I'm pretty sure it has a problem with every line that I'm on right now. Oh, by the way, an operand is a symbol that is commonly given an expression. So, why is this important? Because you're going to use division and multiplication a lot. Adobe Reader does not exist on... Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? Crap. Okay, I could still go farther. Print. This is just a bunch of print statements telling you like how stuff works. Ooh, what's postfix actually? Alright, so here's something that you might need to know. Is that in assigning... So if I were to put VA equals VB plus plus, that just means add 1. But what you could do is VA equals well, VA plus plus means VA plus 1 equals stuff. VA will equal VA plus 1 is what plus plus means. But it's really easy just to go plus equals 34. And then it'll just add 34 to whatever the original value is to VA and then assign 34 that value. Is there anything else that is... I already went over that. Okay. Okay, I thought of something that might be very valuable to you guys. So, outside these actually, I hate doing this. Okay, so here's something that in an if statement you might need to know. And or in if statements is either two of those things for and two of these things for or. And to add another statement, and you just whatever you put in there. Whatever you choose to put in there. So it's not that complicated, but if you've never done programming before, it might get complicated. I would copy and paste that, but working with objects is what we're on to next. But I've been recording for about like 17 minutes now. So that's all. Next time, tune in. Things may happen. Who knows? You know? Right? You guys understand? I hope. I hope this is getting easier. It's not for me. Anyways, yeah, goodbye.